Alright, with that, we now move on to destination number 6. Where does Orin'Dusk find himself once again? We arrive in a small outpost or enclave run by the minor faction. So this is the Mystic Order's location. Choose one. Search for anyone who might know your target, gain 1 favor, or speak with a local who works here, then rest to gain 1 motivation. Definitely need that motivation, so I'm going to speak with the locals and see about gaining some information here. So where are we, first of all? The Jantus Temple. Simple enough. Alright, let's see about speaking with the locals. I get a +3 bonus here, and have to challenge them here. So, let's see. There's a 3 and a 4. So I get +3, that brings me up to a 6. That's a 4 for them, so I clearly win this, and I'm able to work with some of the locals here to find out some information. Okay. They once fought in the ongoing intergalactic war. Which side did they fight for, and why do they regret taking part? I gave up everything for them, and look where it got me. Orin'Dusk speaks with the local. The local ends up giving up some more information. I gave up everything for them, the old empire, and look where it got me. Disillusioned, betrayed, and left with a heavy burden on my conscience. The local says, a tinge of bitterness evident in their voice. They continue, their tone filled with regret. The ideals I fought for, the promises made, they turned out to be empty words. The old empire used us as pawns, sacrificing lives for their own gain. With that conversation, as it continues on, Orin'Dusk is motivated by the conversation with the local here at the Mystic Order and gains some motivation from it. Back to 4 of 6. Okay, hopefully this next exploration will get us a new lead. Rolling on the exploration chart, we end up with another lead. We encounter a new lead. Very good. Alright, let's go ahead and get our set and settings here as we encounter another lead to catch Vespa. One more. Okay, so our sights and settings. So let's see, where does this encounter take place? And what is the setting? Okay, I don't think this is really going to make much sense, but we will, let's see what happens here. You catch up to them at their starship, just as they're preparing to board and leave. A starfight battle breaks out in the sky above, bombarding the area with debris and stray laser fire. Well, actually, it does kind of work out. Maybe it's not us, but it's more the area of 2 other factions. Maybe the Targ and the Red Moon are fighting. So as my lead is about to escape, this star battle breaks out above us, and debris and laser fire is strewing down, hampering us from being able to attack for the moment. Okay, so we have our set and setting here. Okay, let us now create our lead. So we need to roll on the species and get a name. A Pellucid. A Pellucid crystalline being. Interesting. And their name is... Okay, angry, argumentative, or loud. Probably loud. Considering they're a crystalline being, maybe their movements make loud noises. What kind of lead is our Pellucid? Let's see, who is Nova? What kind of person are they? Okay, number 5. They're talking with a holographic image of your target. Roll for their faction. 1 to 3, the controlling faction. 4 to 6, the challenging faction. Resolve all. What do you overhear them saying that reminds you of your trigger? Speak with them. They attack you with mystic powers, +3 stars and 1 heart. Wow, okay. Alright, so controlling faction or challenging faction. Who are they? They are part of the challenging faction, which means they are part of the Targ cartel. As Orin approaches Nova, he catches snippets of their conversation with Vespa, spoken in hushed but urgent tones. The holographic image flickers and shifts, displaying Vespa's likeness as they exchange words. Amidst the conversation, a particular phrase captures Orin's attention, resonating with his trigger and igniting memories from his past. He overhears Nova say, I know what happened to your family, Vespa. The pain of loss, the thirst for vengeance. It's a powerful driving force. Just imagine the satisfaction of finally getting your revenge on those responsible for their demise. The Mystic Order will pay for what they've done, and you'll be the ones to deliver justice. Those words strike a chord within Orin. triggering emotions tied to his own tragic past and the events that set him on his current path. The mention of family loss and the desire for revenge stirs a mix of sorrow, anger, and determination in his heart. It serves as a reminder of the pain he's endured and the importance of his mission to bring justice to those who have caused suffering. As that happens, Orin then interrupts their conversation. The holographic image of Vespa winks out, and Vespa is no longer on the other end. Meanwhile, Nova turns and speaks with Orin quickly as the star battle is raging overhead. Nova says to our nomad hunter here, "Your client lied to you about your target's actions. What part of your client's accusations are a complete lie or wild exaggeration? You need to know there's two sides to this story." So it looks like Nova, working with Vespa, is trying to cloud our judgment about the Mystic Order's participation in the war and why Vespa was after this item here that has caused such an ire and caused such an upheaval with the Mystic Order. As Nova turns and begins speaking to Orin, "You need to know there's two sides to the story, Orin," Nova says, their voice tinged with a mixture of caution and urgency. "The Mystic Order may have painted us as villains, but there's more to it than meets the eye. We've seen the oppression, the corruption, and the innocent lives shattered by their actions. We are fighting for a cause we believe in, even if it means resorting to unconventional methods." Nova's words carry a weight of complexity, hinting at a deeper narrative behind the conflict. They suggest that the Mystic Order's depiction of them as mere criminals and outlaws may not capture the full truth. Nova acknowledges the existence of their own faction's questionable tactics, yet they imply a motivation rooted in a desire for justice and liberation from the oppressive grip of the Order. For Nova and Vespa, their interactions with the minor faction of the Mystic Order may be more devious than we are led to believe, but that is for us to decide after the attack here. As Nova goes in for the attack, they are attacking with mystic powers. So how are we going to deal with this? We could shoot and go with a +1, or we may need to go with a +2 here to kind of equal everything out, because we're going to be even if we do +3s and +1 hearts here. So if we go in for melee as they go in for mystic powers, yeah, this is going to be an even fight here. I think that's going to be the best route. We're going to go melee here. I'm going to use my stun baton with +2 stars to make everything even here. So we are 3 and 1 each. So this is going to be a just bare bones roll here. So let's see what happens. Attack number 1. A 4 and a 1. And I get the 4. Oh, that is so good. So between the two of us, with the mystic powers and my stun baton, I'm able to get in there for Orin and just zap and stun and shock Nova once over. That is one of their defenses down, and they have 1 hit left. This is going to be a tense battle here. So let's see what happens with roll number 2. We have a 4 and a 4. This is an even match. Not good. I can either lose or re-roll their roll and hope for something less than a 4, which means I have a 50-50 chance of doing better than them. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to try and use my motivation once to defeat Nova here. So let's go ahead and knock off our motivation that we got and make one more attack, or re-roll their 4 here. So hopefully we go lower. Let's see what we get. A 3. Oh, perfect. That worked out perfectly. So, with a couple quick movements, Orin is able to easily get in there and stun Nova down, breaking their concentration and defeating them. So, quite lucky on this one. This was a rough one, but we are successful. So, let's go ahead and mark that we have encountered our second lead. That means we are now going to go right to our target, hopefully, and find Nova. Alright, let's take a look at what we do with a lead here. If we spare them, we gain 1 favor. If we kill them, it's 1 notoriety. At this point, it doesn't really matter. My favor is still just as high, and my notoriety is just as high. So I'm going to leave this as it is and spare Nova. Nova means good for themselves. They may be disillusioned, or maybe they know the truth. But regardless, we're going to spare Nova. Alright, on to destination number 7. Looks like we are back to the spaceport. We're back to Nuka. Looks like this is where our leads are taking us to. We arrive at the spaceport run by the challenging faction, resolve both gain 1 notoriety, which we can't. If it's higher than 5, we run into a hostile guard. Once again, we're going to do the hostile guard. Stun baton plus 3. Let's see what happens here. 3 and a 1. Oh, I end up with the 3. Yeah, once again, just zap. And Orin spares him. No big deal here. We know what's going on. Alright, now we roll in the destination tables twice. Event number 1 and event number 2. So we have a 5 and a 3. So let's see what we get for event number 5. Event number 5, which is a 4. An ancient and sacred site holds deep historical and cultural significance. Choose 1. Explore the site and uncover its hidden secrets, gaining 1 motivation. What artifacts or knowledge do you discover that sheds light on the past? Or respect the sanctity of the site and gain 1 favor. How do you demonstrate reverence for the cultural heritage preserved in this location? Well, I already know what I'm taking. I need the motivation. My favor is high enough as it is, so we're going to go ahead and add that favor. Or not favor, excuse me, motivation. So we're up to 4, which is excellent. And we are going to explore this site and uncover its hidden secrets. As Orin'Dusk doubles back once again to Nuka Spaceport, he comes across a sacred site that holds historical and cultural significance. Delving into this sacred site, he finds a collection of inscriptions and relics that reveal a wealth of knowledge about the past of Storix. The discoveries he makes shed light on the planet's rich history and its connection to the galactic events unfolding now. He learns that Storix was once a thriving hub of interstellar trade and a center for cultural exchange. The planet served as a gateway between various star systems, facilitating the exchange of goods, ideas, and knowledge. The ancient inhabitants of Storix were renowned for their advanced technology and their mastery of astral navigation, allowing them to navigate the vast cosmos with ease. However, the inscriptions also hint at a cataclysmic event that befell Storix in the distant past. A devastating cosmic phenomenon, perhaps a celestial collision or a massive energy surge, caused widespread destruction and upheaval. The once bustling cities and flourishing civilizations were reduced to ruins, leaving only fragments of their former glory. Now, the surviving inhabitants of Storix are left with a almost vegetationless planet, where only active volcanoes and deep mines are strewn about. Alright, let's go ahead for event number 2. A monster is loose and the locals are struggling to contain it. It's unusual to see these creatures in populated areas. Choose 1. Attack and subdue the monster to gain 1 notoriety. How do you get the monster to focus on you? Or simply watch the chaos unfold to gain 1 favor. Where has the monster come from and what has enraged it? After Orin leaves the sacred site and comes back into the main fold and hub of the Nuka Spaceport, he's going to simply watch, as he doesn't really have time to deal with this, and just allows the monster to run amok. Where has this monster come from and what has enraged it? So let's see. The monstrous creature that roams the Nuka Spaceport has come from the nearby untamed wilderness of Storix. It is a formidable and ferocious predator known as a Valralk, native to the planet's rugged and treacherous regions. What's enraged the Valralk is the intrusion and disruption caused by the continuous influx of beings and technology in the spaceport. The creature's natural habitat and hunting grounds have been encroached upon by the expanding infrastructure and bustling activities of the spaceport, causing distress and anger within the Valralk. As this Valralk just causes chaos at the spaceport, we turn about and simply move along. We don't gain any favor because we are maxed out on favor, and venture out into the wilderness once again to hopefully find our target, Vespa, nearby. Alright, on to exploration number 8, and finally concluding this bounty hunt for our engineer, Orin'Dusk. Alright, here we go. Alright, so we do indeed encounter our target. Our notoriety is 5 or higher, and we have found Vespa in the wilderness. So, let us go ahead and set the stage here. Our site and our setting. So, where do we find Vespa finally? And what is the setting we find Vespa at? I stumble upon Vespa in an abandoned underground facility filled with mysterious machinery and flickering lights. One of you has enraged a large herd of native beasts, causing a stampede that rushes towards you. So maybe we We encounter each other outside of that initial place where the mural was written. Again, we found one of our leads there, and now we found our target back at this location here. And during that, some herbivore creatures kick up and stampede, and we are rushed into this facility again, seeing the mural here. So let's go ahead and roll on the target table. Alright, so we need to go ahead and roll a d6, I believe, for who our target actually is, who Vespa actually is. 4. Alright, let's take a look at number 4 here. You recognize Vespa as a significant figure from the controlling faction. So they are part of the Red Moon syndicate here. They're well prepared for your arrival. Resolve all. How would defeating them affect the controlling faction's authority? Speak with them. They climb onto a large assault vehicle or trained monster and attack you at range with a powerful weapon, +3 attack and +3 defenses. Oof, that is going to be interesting. And I can either have +1 attack or +2 defense. I'm definitely going to go with +2 defense. Oof. Alright, so let's start with number 1 here. By defeating Vespa, Orin would not only neutralize a key figurehead of the Red Moon faction, but also undermine their leadership and disrupt the stability of the faction's operations on Storix. Vespa's defeat would result in a power vacuum within the faction, leaving them in a disarray and struggling to fill the void left by Vespa's absence. Loss of such a prominent leader would weaken the Red Moon's ability to assert control, maintain order, and enforce the authority over Storix. The faction might experience internal conflicts, power struggles, and a loss of morale among its members. The absence of Vespa's guidance and influence would create opportunities for rival factions or individuals seeking to challenge the Red Moon's dominance on the planet. So now that we have that sorted out, let's go ahead and speak with Vespa to see what they have to say about this all. So, just like Nova, Vespa believes the same thing. Maybe it's not just a coincidence or charismatic leadership, but they were able to recruit Nova from the Targ cartel under their wing to try and undermine the Mystic Order, who seems to be trying to gain control here. And again, the small price to pay is very similar. All the individuals that they've had to step on, the innocents, the locals, and whoever has gotten in their way, Vespa has done what they needed to do to keep control here. Sounds like Vespa is definitely a nasty figure to have to deal with. Alright, we go into battle. So, we are at +1 attack and +3 hearts, while Vespa has +3 attack and +3 hearts. Let's hope for the best. Attack number 1. Okay, let's see here. So, that's good for me, technically, although I need to roll higher. Oh man, this is brutal. I need to roll a 4 or higher to be able to beat this. This is pretty rough. Okay, let's give this a shot. Let's roll some motivation here. Reuse a motivation and see what we can do to defeat this. So 1 motivation down, and we go in for the attack here. So let's re-roll this 3 and hope for something better. And that comes in with a 6. Oh, wow. The motivation was worthwhile. This brings us to a 7 and gives Vespa a 4. So we do defeat Nova on the first round of attack. So that plinks off some of the armor, and we are now at 3 and 2. Let's go in for attack number 2 here. 6 and 4. Oof, let's see who got the 6. Ah, man. Vespa got the 6. In order to defeat Vespa, I'm going to need to roll that 6 down to, let's see here. With a +3, I need a 1 or a 2. That's pretty brutal. I don't think poor Orin is going to survive this. We'll see what happens here. Once again, we will go ahead and use the motivation. Okay, re-rolling that 6, and we need a 1 or a 2. Oh, wow, we got the 2. So 2 + 3 is a 5. Oh no, shoot. That is not good. Yeah, that's a 5 and a 5. That's an even match. So that's a damage to me as well. So we are now 2 and 2. Oh, this is not going to end well. Alright. 6 and 6, that's an even match. Alright, let's go ahead and roll for Vespa, getting the motivation down. Another motivation down. And we are re-rolling for Vespa. 4. Plus 3 is 7. 6 plus 1 is a 7. I'm defeated again. So that is 2 defeats for me, 1 for Vespa. So we are now at 1 and 2. Let's go ahead and roll again. Oh, another 6 and 6. All right. Let's go ahead and take care of that motivation. We have no more motivation to keep this fight going. This is what it's all come down to here. We're re-rolling for Vespa, and hopefully we will have a nice low roll. Another 4, and we are defeated again. We are down to our last piece of armor. It looks like Vespa's going to get away with us. Get away with it and defeat us here. A 2 and a 3. With no motivation left, I have a 4, Vespa has a 5, and I am defeated. Orin'Dusk has been defeated for all of this that we've worked for. Vespa has won. Let us see what happens here as the attack is a failure for our poor engineer. Failure. If you fail an attack after exhausting defenses and motivation, it's time to roll for your fate. Roll 1 die. A 5. This is probably one of the better results. You flee from the confrontation or hide somewhere unusual. Lose 1 notoriety or 1 favor. Unfortunately, Orin has been defeated, and we need to decide what happens here. And sadly, we only have a 6. So, our actions have caused harm to the population of Storix, either directly or inadvertently. You've become a trigger in someone else's story now. What is their defining memory of your time here? If you continue your story with the same nomad, start your next game with 0 notoriety and 1 favor. So unfortunately, due to what has happened here, Orin'Dusk is not able to help defeat, and is not able to capture Vespa, and they are able to maintain control here and deals a blow to the Mystic Order here, lessening their control that they were gaining, and are able to dismantle the Mystic Order a bit. Considering everything that has happened here, maybe some of the locals at the Nuka spaceport are agitated and angered that a nomad here was not able to help when the monster was attacking the town, and they're now more angry at nomads when they come in here. Yeah, that will be the story of Orin'Dusk. He survives, but loses some notoriety and maybe loses some favor with the guild. Although the favor was already pretty high, he's able to survive and at least get back to the guild and maintain his role as an engineer. Maybe this was not the life he was expecting he should have taken. So this is the end of Orin'Dusk's story. He lives to tell the tale, but he does not go out anymore. He refuses to go on any more adventures and lets the other nomads talk the big talk, and will gratefully fix anything that they bring in that is damaged. So sadly, our first adventure has ended in a failure, but it is a learning process nonetheless. Next time we will pick up with another nomad to see what adventures and what targets they get into next. So thank you so much for watching this first playthrough of the Notorious solo RPG. This has been a lot of fun and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I can't wait to share more adventures with maybe one of the core nomads or another nomad that I created here for the game to extend it a little bit. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time, Bounty Hunters.